Hello and welcome back to the Old Realms, and this time we're going to be focusing on a warrior priest that can use a gun as our character in this playthrough. And if you would like to check out the previous series, there is a link in the description that will take you to that, and that focuses on a necromancer. So anyway, this time Empire of Man it is, let's do it. And we will just take the standard looking fellow, why not? I think he's probably going to be using a helmet before long, so why not? And otherwise, we will be probably selecting, I'm trying to make someone that is going to be really good at the early game. I think the early game in this mod is possibly one of the hardest. And so I'm thinking probably Imperial Sergeant at this point, because as you can see, he gains one-handed, two-handed, athletics, and tactics. Obviously, tactics, not really that big a deal, but yeah, I think that's probably going to be pretty good. Otherwise, let's have a look. Bear in mind, we are wanting to focus on crossbow skill as well. Crossbow skill does determine how much of a proficiency you have with guns in this mod, because they haven't actually added any custom skill tree just yet. As far as I'm aware, they are working on that, and they're working, looking into it and all that stuff. And yeah, so we're going to need to work around that by selecting something that is going to be pretty decent at crossbows. I'm thinking engineering student at the moment, mostly because engineering also has a side effect of if I think the modding a member of the modding team actually told me about this. If you have 50 in engineering, you can go and speak to a master engineer and he will give you a quest, and once you complete that quest, you're going to be rewarded with a gun that you can use with 10 crossbow proficiency, which is actually amazing. So I am very much thinking that I might just go for engineering student just to get some very cheap points in all of these skills, because let's face it, steward, medicine, engineering, all really useful skills. And we're going to gain an additional point in control as well, which is of course going to be required for crossbow growth, so that's exactly what we're going to do. Apart from that, what else do we want to select? Well, I'm thinking we're probably going to go for something like, I'm thinking maybe, we can't do Bright Order Initiate, because that's going to give us the Fireball spell. I actually would like, if at all possible, to start... doesn't seem like I'm going to be able to do this, because as far as I'm aware, prayers are not really in the game as yet. I think there's one prayer in the game at the moment, and that is it. They're working on adding more of those later down the line, so I'm very much looking forward to that. But it seems to me like I might just have to select Trainee Templar, possibly. I'm thinking Trainee Templar, because that is going to give me a crossbow, if this is anything to go by. So I'm thinking we'll probably do that. There we go. Alright, so Bannerlord, let's have a look here. Yep, that is perfectly fine. And then we will select, and I have actually chosen this ahead of time as well, because there are no gun sigils, as far as I can tell. There are no gun sigils that I can see, so what we're going to do is we're going to select a musical instrument. Yes, indeed. There we go. That looks perfectly acceptable to me. And we are going to be calling ourselves the Blessed. Yes, now, this is obviously a reference to one of my old characters from a previous playthrough in the Fantasy Calradia Warband mod. And that focuses on a cleric/paladin style of gameplay and character build. And his name was Veteran the Blessed. Alright, let's do it. Okay, so obviously, as I've said before, I personally feel like the early game in the Old Realms is very harsh. I think it can absolutely murder you if you allow it to. I'm going to be selecting crossbow here. Do I actually start with a crossbow? I think I do. Yeah, we are actually starting with a crossbow. Perfect. So that means that I'm going to be able to hopefully gain some pretty decent skill in that almost immediately. I'm actually going to be buying a horse straight away too. We just need to go and buy a saddle. I don't really care what kind of saddle, but just a saddle, because as far as I can tell, having a mount is really going to make a pretty big difference to our survivability early on. But I've now spent a lot of money on random stuff, and we need to actually start recruiting people. So hopefully I'm going to be able to access recruits. Seems like they have all been recruited at the moment by the various other vassals in the area and things like that. So this is going to be very harsh. Alright, so we got ambushed. Yeah, we got ambushed. This is exactly the reason why I was saying getting a horse very early on is going to be super useful. Hopefully I'm going to be able to do relatively well here. Okay, nice hit. I've got to be really careful about these guys as well, because they have polearms, and you know how good they can be against cavalry. We do need to be a bit careful of them. Nice, okay. We're just being very deliberate here in our movements as well, because I want to make sure that I get headshots. I want to make sure that these enemies are not running towards my forces too quickly. No, they are actually running towards them. Oh, no. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going to actually tell my forces to move back, to literally move back, because if they are distracted a little bit, we're going to have a much easier time of things. Okay, move back once again. Okay, we're going to have them run around, so we're going to have them run over there. Nice headshot. Okay, don't get killed yet, guys. Don't get killed yet. Yes, we killed the outlaw captain. Perfect. Okay, so even now... Oh, no. Come on now. I'm actually going to get out my sword. I'm going to try and get stuck in there so I can hopefully distract some of them. Seems like... Oh, my recruits are doing fantastically. Oh, I'm so surprised. Okay, good work. Phew. Okay, that was very intense, because let's face it, if I didn't have my horse, that would have been... That's game over right there. I would have been taken prisoner almost instantaneously. That would have been really bad. Anyway, there we go. We were able to do this, and we actually got some pretty decent loot as a result of that too, and we do gain a little bit of experience too, so that's actually super nice. We do have to be a little bit more careful though, so I'm going to try and watch out for that. Ooh, we just got a noble unit by the looks of things. Needs help with brigands. Okay, we're going to have to remember this this village right here. So I'm going to come back to this village once I have acquired a couple more units for my army. Because if I have some more, I should be able to tackle some relatively large parties. And we might even be able to get some really nice money and rewards and so on and so forth for completing that task. I got to be careful about the... I mean, technically I could take on 11 outlaws. I could probably do that pretty easily now, because I do have a bunch of noble units too. Alright, so it looks like we're going in for another one. Okay, this is going to be a slight bit easier, I think, but I've still got to play it very strategically and got to make sure that I don't get myself murdered in the process. So let me see if I can get a wonderful little headshot right there. Very nice. Can we get another though? Nice. Okay, next shot, but I'll take it. And we're doing very nicely in terms of our crossbow skill as well. I'm actually wondering, did I level up? I think I might have leveled up. If I did level up and I didn't spend my focus points where I wanted to, then that is really bad. And I probably should have done that way beforehand, but oh well, never mind. Nice. Oh, that's the captain. Great. Okay, perfect. Bear in mind, my noble units actually come equipped with guns. I was not aware of that, so that's going to be real nice. Nice headshot there too. Getting real lucky actually with these headshots. What? I think all of my shots so far in this particular battle have been headshots, if you can believe that. And, oh yeah, I should also probably mention that for me personally, I think us fighting Empire Outlaws is much more dangerous than fighting Chaos Cultists. Chaos Cultists, I have observed in the past, actually come equipped with blunt weaponry only. And because they have blunt weaponry only, they are not able to actually kill, or shall we say fatally wound, your units. So you can basically just fight them unlimited amounts and they are not going to have well, pretty much any opportunity to, you know, remove units from your army, which is actually super nice. Anyway, yes, I have indeed leveled up, so I'm actually going to be speccing some points into crossbow, as you do. And let's have a look here. Aiming with your crossbow is 25% faster. Let's do it. And riding skill, that's also been increased. Let's go for some more maneuverability. And we have 1 attribute point to spend, which I think I'm probably going to be spending in, I'm thinking intelligence actually at the moment. Because bear in mind, we do want to learn magic. I would like to learn light magic. And I have done a little bit of testing in another save file. And I went to the Magister in one of the towns, and he gave me minor magic. And I'm not entirely sure whether that was actually supposed to happen, but he gave me minor magic rather than light magic. So I'm not entirely sure, because as far as I'm aware, you cannot learn two types of lore. In other words, 2 types of magic. And so I was a little bit confused about that, but maybe we'll figure it out as we go. I'm thinking I'll probably go for another point in endurance, because we do need athletics and we do need riding skill as well. So it'd probably be a good idea for us to just, you know, double down on that a little bit, try to get ourselves moving around just that much quicker. And otherwise, let's see what we can do. Oh, these guys have shields. Oh no, these guys have shields. I might as well just give up right now. And they also have ranged weapons. I should really try to kill the ranged units. Nice. Oh, phew. Okay, that is exactly what we want. Okay, nice. Really wanted a headshot right there, but you can't always get what you want. Yes, indeed. Okay, wait a minute. Nice. Okay, we've taken out the ranged units, and now all that remains to be done is to... Aha! Smart. Yes, they know what I'm attempting to do. I'm trying to kill... Yes, I tried to kill the sergeant. Okay, now these guys obviously want to try and murder me. Can you try to murder... Okay, don't try to murder me too much, sir. Don't try to murder me too much. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Thankfully, my forces are able to completely overwhelm these guys. Whoa, they got murdered. Okay, that was... That was interesting. I was actually thinking that my guys would have some big difficulties with these fellows, but apparently not. Apparently they just absolutely swept them under the rug of death. Yes, the rug of death. I know. You've never heard of it, and we will never speak of it again. Anyway, let me see if I can actually start recruiting some more units now. Nope, seems like we are still unable to do exactly what we want in that regard. Okay, I still have 302 gold. So I guess that's pretty decent, but yep, there we go. We got some more units. And yes, give me more of them. Fantastic. So I don't know whether you know, but the regular troop tree of the Empire is actually pretty good, surprisingly. Because you would think, oh, you know, these guys, you know, they're going to be relatively similar to how, you know, the vampires are. But that's the really cool thing about this mod. They have an asymmetry to the factions. They have specific outlines for each of the factions' attributes. For example, as you know, or may not know from Blood Bowl, because that's where I know the most about Warhammer Fantasy, which is kind of amusing considering it's kind of like a spin-off game, I guess. But anyway, the point is, the vampire team, their vampires are really strong, which is exactly how it is in this mod. Their vampires are super strong, stronger than pretty much any other unit at the same level, apart from, you know, big guys and stuff like that. I'm talking about Blood Bowl, of course, and maybe about here as well, because, you know, things like Minotaurs and, you know, big enemies, big chaos enemies and stuff like that, they're probably going to be pretty good match for these vampires. But they also have these other units on their team called Thralls. And these Thralls are, well, they're basically just there to feed the vampires. And I felt as though the normal troop tree of the Sylvanian faction is the same as the Thralls, because they are pretty much just that. They only level to tier 2. They can only go to tier 2, and that's it. And they're decent, you know, they are decent, but they are nothing to write home about at all. Whereas the Empire, they go all the way up with their regular troops, all the way to a level 26 tier 5 unit, which is really nice to see. But you've also got to bear in mind the differences in the skills. I actually thought this was a really nice design decision by the modding team as well, where they basically made it so that every single one of the Empire's units is really, really even in regards of its skill levels and things like that. So tier 5 has 120 as a skill maximum, and then tier 4 has 100, and so on and so forth, you know. But the vampires, on the other hand, they have a greater skill maximum, because that's what you'd expect, of course. You know, if you have a vampire, then of course they are going to have much higher skill levels than a regular human. And I think that that's actually super nice. But yeah, anyway, that's basically my my discussion, or shall we say my my I don't know, conversation about that. And I would hopefully be able to tackle a couple of bandit parties now that I have a somewhat sizable army. So we're going to go over to this village in the distance, and we're going to take that brigand quest if it's still available. I think it is. Yes, indeed. I should have actually sold. Yes, I should have actually sold. Hello there, sir. You need some help? How many do you need? 2 bands of brigands. All right. I was actually hoping for a little bit more than that, because this is, in my opinion, one of the best and easiest quests to do early on, because you're going to have, well, basically bandits coming to you. They're all coming to you, and they are not aggressive towards you, and you don't need to worry about anything. You can pretty much just tackle whoever you want, whenever you want, and it's wonderful. It's a completely safe environment for you to be able to pick and choose where you like. So yeah, that's actually why, one of the reasons that, you know, I wanted to very much do this. This is the first time, obviously, that we're fighting Chaos Cultists, but as far as I'm aware... Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. Maybe I was wrong about them having blunt weaponry. It seems like some of them actually do not. Some of them come equipped with sickles and things. Okay, I might be incorrect about that then. Never mind. Doing some nice damage myself. I'm actually a bit curious about that. What was that a bit of slowdown? Was that a slow motion effect? I don't have any slow motion mods installed, but that seemed like a slow motion effect for some reason. I'm not entirely sure where that came from, but okay. Anyway, there we go. Yeah, we actually did lose someone, so I apologize. I actually thought that the Chaos Cultists were incapable of inflicting any true casualties, shall we say. But apparently that is not the case. Apparently they can inflict casualties, so that is... okay. That's really interesting, because as I say, I was doing testing before, and I did go into some battles with some Chaos Cultists, and they were unable to inflict any casualties on me, so really interesting to see that. Anyway, let me see if I can spend my perk here. We're going to be taking Self-Promoter, because there is no birth and death in this mod. It is disabled at the moment. So we're not going to be doing anything with that. And I'm thinking we'll probably attack the Empire Deserters. I think Empire Deserters are pretty decent for us to attack. We actually just leveled up as well. So I'm going to be going for another point in crossbow and another point in control. As I said before, I want to try and maximize the amount of gun skill that I have eventually when I do actually acquire a gun of some kind. And also we've got to bear in mind that I will be taking magic too, so I am going to need to spend some points in intelligence. So that obviously will be an inevitability too, but it just very much depends on when that's going to happen rather than if. So yeah, we just kind of got to make a choice when that happens. I got to be really careful here though as well, because obviously, because I don't have any magic, I can't heal myself. Yeah, I can't heal myself. So this is going to be real interesting if I take too much damage from their ranged units. Where are they? Oh no. Oh dear. I'm dead. I'm dead. I am dead. Am I actually dead? No, I'm alive. Okay. Oh. Spoke too soon. Just a little bit too soon right there. Just a little bit too soon. Thankfully, my forces are absolutely murdering the completely solitary melee units that went onward without their archers. That has to be a very funny strategy that I completely meant to do. That was not by mistake whatsoever. Obviously, I am joking, because there is no way that I foresaw that to happen. I actually thought I was going to die there real fast. But thankfully not. Oh, there we go. I mean, to be fair, I literally did just go straight on in there with very low HP. You know, I was wholeheartedly expecting to die, but that's fine. That's really not that big a deal. The bigger deal, shall we say, was the fact that my horse actually got itself lamed, which I am really not very pleased about. Oh, we got a shield. We got a shield. Yes, give me that shield. There we go. That's going to be super useful for me. And yeah, we're going to have to actually do something about my my carry capacity as well. And we completed the task, so there we go. Okay, so my carry capacity, I can't actually do anything about it right now, so I guess what I'm actually going to do is just hop on over to the town and then just sell everything that I can before we have any problems. And look at that. Nice. Significant amount of cash. And yeah, we don't need to do anything with those either. Okay, so I'm actually just going to take a quick look, see if there's actually anything here that we might want to use. It has it says magic effect, but I'm not entirely sure what it does. I mean, obviously it does holy damage, which is actually super nice. I actually wonder whether it does more damage against undead as a result of it doing holy damage. If it does, then that's actually super nice. But if it doesn't, well, then I don't really mind, because I think that's fine. Anyway, we're going to just swap out our lame horse for the moment, and hopefully it's going to restore itself in due time. But there we go, 1,700 gold. We now have over 2,000, which is actually very nice. And yeah, so what is my intelligence rating at the moment? My intelligence is currently 2. Yeah, we're going to have to do something about that. I'm going to have to try and spend some points into intelligence, spend some attribute points into intelligence, and hopefully that is going to maybe help us to learn slightly better levels of magic, possibly, because as I say, I did attempt to learn magic in my test, and I learned minor magic. And that was it. I wasn't able to learn anything else. Oh no! I don't want to take vampires. Oh, I must be very close to the vampire count's territory. Okay. Well, it's good to know that I have now avoided that. Okay, let me actually just see what's going on here, because I need to make sure. Let's go towards a Nuln, I suppose. Let's go over there. Got to be a bit careful though, as you can see. Pretty big battles going on already, as you might expect. Let me see if I can just continue to recruit units. Ah, nice. That's a significant amount there too. Okay, wait a minute. We could actually get into some larger battles here if we can. Yeah. Oh, no. Ah, never mind. Okay. I was actually hoping that those two cultists parties would, you know, sort of like come together and try to tackle us together, but yeah, unfortunately that wasn't going to happen. We do have some pretty significant party numbers now, which is pretty nice. Wow, we need a lot of renown to get to clan tier 1. Alright, I guess you know what that means. That means bigger battles are on the way. Let's do this. Okay, this is probably... Is this the largest battle we've done so far? I'm actually not entirely sure, but whatever the case, it's going to give me a good opportunity to get some wonderful crossbow proficiency, considering I have just specced a couple more focus points into it, as well as a focus point into control. And yeah, so let's see what happens. That was an arm shot? Okay, I actually thought I wouldn't deal that much damage if I hit an arm, but apparently I am significantly damaging at the moment, or at the very least he just has really low armor. That's probably it. I really need those headshots. They give me so much more experience as well for kills. I might just have to charge in. I don't really want to charge in because they have a lot of pole arms, and if I charge in, my cavalry is just going to get absolutely chunked. So I would appreciate it if that would not happen. Maybe they can focus on me a little bit. No, there we go. I kind of timed it relatively well there, so my forces could just charge in, and they didn't have to really worry so much about the polearms being ready for their attack. So that was kind of my thinking behind that, at least. Maybe it helped us to survive a little bit more. We're getting 4 renown per battle. That's actually not bad. I still haven't sold my prisoners. I really do need to do that. That is a big oversight on my part, but I suppose... let me see. We're pretty close to Nuln, right? So let's actually go over there first. Hopefully we don't get embroiled into any other battle, because if we do, that's going to be, yes, not very good, because I will then be unable to take prisoners, which is obviously half of the battle, pretty much. Anyway, let me sell this. 358. Really? Just 358? Okay. That's kind of sad. Okay, so there's the master engineer right here. So this is the guy that we want to speak to when we have 50 in engineering. I actually want to see what his house is like, to be honest. Aha! Greetings, master engineer. I am apparently known as Rogan. Yes. I have come seeking access to black powder weapons. You don't even look like you know what to do with them. What could you possibly need without... Yes, exactly. We don't know what to do with them just yet. But we will in due time. Don't worry about that, Mr. Engineer. So, yes, we're going to be heading back there as soon as we possibly can with 50 engineering in tow. That obviously does require me to... I'm actually not entirely sure. Join a siege, I guess? Join a siege or something like that? Technically, I could join the tournament, but I'm a bit worried about doing that. Is there actually a noble here? I don't think there is. Do you think I could actually do it? There are no nobles. Okay. I'm gonna try it, but I wholeheartedly believe I will not be able to achieve victory here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just bet 500 and that's it. I'm not going to bet any more because I do think I am going to fail this. Technically, you know, usually I would very much just throw caution to the wind, but this money was pretty hard won and I don't really want to be in a situation where we have nothing left. So I'm going to err on the side of caution. I know. Where is Reformist and what have I done with him? Yes, indeed, because usually I'll just not use my brain at all and just basically throw all my money into the tournament. But I wholeheartedly do not believe I will be able to win this. It is going to be very difficult. The enemy is going to have significantly better skills. Or maybe not. Okay. Okay, well, I have a very, very low polearm skill. As you can quite clearly tell, I have 4. Oh, no. No. What are you doing, sir? What are you... Ah. Okay, wait a minute. Maybe I can still... kill... Ah, I really wanted to kill that guy. Oh, I did qualify for the next round. Oh, okay. Well, can you tell I was really surprised? Oh, my... I was really surprised. Oh, now I'm partially thinking, do you think I can win? If they don't give me any more polearms, I might be able to win. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to bet anymore. I'm going to stay with my game plan because I think that I might still fail at the last hurdle, you know what I mean? So, I'm going to be a little bit more careful. This guy doesn't have a particularly high one-handed weapon proficiency, so I'm pretty happy with that, because I should be able to beat him in terms of attack speed, or at the very least we are going to draw, and I might just be able to beat him because he's a halberdier, as you can see. Although, we have taken a look at their stats, and technically he does have, or should have, some pretty decent one-handed skills, so I'm actually quite surprised that he did get himself taken out. I could get more money, but I am still worried about... I mean, look at this guy. He is a literal tier 7 unit. A tier 7. No, I'm not going to bet anything more. He's a tier 7. He has a full armament of gear and wonderful plate armor. And I am I am a literal peasant, basically. I'm a literal peasant up against a knight of the realm. And, oh dear. I mean, I might be able to deal with him if I can hit him on the head. But as you can see, the amount of damage that he is capable of dealing to me at the moment, especially considering I'm not... Yeah, there we go. I hit him in the exact spot that I need to, which is right down the middle of the face. Oh my, I did it. I did it. Okay. Wow, that is... I still don't want to bet, okay? This is a tier 8? I can't even tell what this is. Yeah, this is a tier 8. No, I'm sorry. I will not be able to beat a tier 8 unit with a literal 25 one-handed weapon proficiency. If I can win this, then I will be very happy with the reward that I'm getting already, and I am just reducing the amount of risk that I am already burdening myself with potentially. Okay, come on now. Come on. Can we do it? This is the question. Can we do it? I don't think so somehow. Oh no.
We whipped the bastards!
Yes. As I thought. Oh well. Never mind. How much HP does this guy have? Because as far as I'm aware, I think he probably has around 110, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less than that. I'm not entirely sure. But as I thought, we were unable to achieve victory against this guy. But still, I felt like that was very exciting, and I thought that maybe, you know, maybe we could potentially do it. But you can see here, look at him. He's a level 46 unit. He has 200 in all these weapon skills and everything, and I literally have 25 in one-handed. So yeah, I felt like we did pretty well considering, and I probably, if I was a slightly better player, I might have been able to achieve victory overall. But it's good to know that we actually only just need to be a little bit better at tournaments for us to be able to achieve victory in them, and then that could eventually lead to being a pretty good source of money. So pretty happy about that. And I know that there's probably going to be someone in the comments, and I'm going to address this right now, by the way. So if if you're one of those people that says, you know, the reason why you lost that, and you're talking to me obviously about this, the reason why you lost that is because you didn't use any shield bashes or kicks or anything like that. I have never ever won a duel because I have used a shield bash or a kick. Maybe with very few exceptions. I'm talking about maybe once or twice in the entirety of the time that I've been playing Warband, that I've been playing Bannerlord. I have literally, I've used Shield Bash quite often when I initially started playing Bannerlord, and it did not help me in the least. Anyway, I just wanted to address that because I know someone's probably going to say you should have used Shield Bash and then you would have probably won. I disagree, but that's obviously maybe because I'm just not that good. Who knows? Anyway, I thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to download the old realms, There is a link in the description. I highly recommend it. Super, super fun. Doesn't require any external software either, which is super nice too. And otherwise, I'll see you next time.